Hello, everyone. Welcome to GameHounds. We are live again. Sorry, we are late. We had Nick's computer, and then we were nerding out on ways to like
Watch fire. Watch the
doom
end of the
scroll
world happen.
the wildfires. Yeah, I mean, I've got this down to a fucking science, and it's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome, but you know what I mean.
Look, it's a simple choice. When the world is on fire, you have to learn to appreciate it.
Yep. So I am apologizing in advance for my appearance. I think I'm allergic to Diet Coke. I don't know if you can see it. My whole neck broke out in hives. My neck and lower face have broken out in hives.
From Diet Coke?
That's what only thing that I can figure. I had a burger from a place that we used to get burgers from that place every couple of weeks, just down the street. I'm like, I'm gonna go get a burger. So we even got burger. Was it Friday? Walked the dogs, went down, got a burger, brought it home, loaded up the television with some good K-drama, and I'm like, I haven't had a fucking Diet Coke in probably 2 years. And I have all the Diet Coke from Kevin. I mean, I have cases and cases and cases of it because the guy was drinking a lot of Coke. And so I thought, I'm gonna have a Diet Coke because it's been a while. And I hit it and it was like, oh fuck, I love that. I love Diet Coke. I know it's supposed to taste terrible, but I do love the taste of it. And I hit that Diet Coke and just slugged it down because it's like, oh yeah, I love that. And then an hour and a half later, I reached up and it was like my neck was a little itchy. I reached up and it was like 10 miles of bad road right here. And it was starting to creep up my face. And I thought, oh, I've got hives. And I thought, what, the burger? Did they do something to, it's just a burger. It was burger, cheese, mushrooms, nothing I am allergic to. And then I was like, God dang it, maybe they changed something in the cheese? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they fried the fries in peanut oil and then it hit me. There was a Diet Coke involved. I think it was the Diet Coke. And it just occurred to me they might have changed the oil in the way that they fry the fries because sometimes that will happen. But I haven't been having a lot of reactions to peanuts lately. So, yay! Thank you for the fire thing. So yes, that's why I'm looking a little like not quite right. Miles says, hello, all diet soda is evil. Not true. Have you had a Fresca? Fresca is
Diet Fresca?
Fresca is only diet. They have never made a sugared Fresca ever. Fresca has been around since the 70s. It is a grapefruit based. I know that sounds disgusting. Grapefruit based diet
grapefruits
soda.
are good.
And it is so fucking good. It is so good. And you throw vodka into a Fresca and you cannot tell that it doesn't. Is
it just like a sparkling water like the Spindrifts?
No. It is a soda.
Okay.
It is.
Then what's the difference between a diet grapefruit soda and a sparkling water grapefruit drink?
Well, it's not sparkling
don't have
water,
sugar,
right?
But they don't have sugar.
One is a syrup that you add carbonated water to. One is sparkling water that you add flavor to, a little bit of flavor.
Okay.
And like Fresca is not just grapefruit; it's like grapefruit forward citrus soda that is diet, and it's fucking delicious. Has been since the 70s. Goddamn. Vodka and Fresca, Everclear are absolute. Everclear is technically Everclear a vodka. I thought Everclear was just its own beast.
It's in a category all its own.
Yeah, it's grain alcohol. It's called Insta Drunk. Vodka, yeah. Everclear is vodka's meaner brother. So, sorry we are late. We have a show.
Yep. Sure. Yeah. Sure. Kind of.
We're
Whatever.
still banned from Facebook.
Yeah. Fuck.
Somebody
Fuck.
fucking had to bring up the Olympics. Never again will we ever even talk about the Olympics.
Zuckerberg is just trying to silence us because he was caught using my card to buy Amazon Prime. And he's trying to keep it on the down low.
All right. So I am going to set up the show to do a show.
Okay. In the meantime,
yes,
I have to complain about something. I ordered a bunch of things from Amazon. And, you know, when you order multiple things from Amazon, they usually come in the same package.
Not always.
Not always. In my experience, most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this case, one of the things I ordered was like a big ass omnibus of the Sandman comic. But, you know, look, it is a fucking huge, heavy book, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things I ordered was a Blu-ray of a TV show that I can't actually see streaming. So I decided, hey, I'll spend $20 and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
When it came like this. And so basically, the disc was in pieces. It was shattered like glass because when it moved around, it's just bonk, bonk, bonk.
Oh, okay.
And so as I took off the plastic wrap, the disc
you can
started
hear it just
falling.
Like...
Thankfully, because that had happened before, I actually bought like a set of 20 Blu-ray discs, specifically with like multiple discs in it, so that I just kind of took the discs out and replaced everything. But I was just upset, like,
so the disc itself was broken, or the case?
The case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The discs are fine, although to be fair, I have not actually tried to watch them, but yeah, they're intact. They're not scratched or anything, but the case was completely shattered.
Yeah, that was not, you know, they're just drones. I don't begrudge those poor Amazon people who can't even take bathroom breaks.
Oh no, they
not a thing.
They don't. And that's the only time it happened. Well, not the only time it happened, clearly, but you know, I bought a bunch of DVD cases in preparation of that happening. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise it's a whole process, and it's like, yeah. But yeah, I found it a little funny to like open up the plastic wrap and to just see pieces. It's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna dump it out of the plastic. I'm not gonna unwrap this thing. I'm going to dump it out.
Yeah. So, are we ready to start the show? What does return to 100% mean?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
That's what I spent most of my week doing.
I'll tell you what I did most of my week doing too.
Oh fuck! I know you did. You're breaking games.
I am having more fun with this game than I had in the 300 hours I've already put into this game. Oh, so much fun. We will talk about it in a minute. I don't want to wreck it for the show. So, we need to prep for topics.
Oh yeah.
Because I forgot to do that before the show. I knew there was something. What games do you have?
Returnal. One called The Ascent. And The Eternal Castle. Remastered.
Okay, and I've got... Okay. And then what news do you have? Let me get rid of all the news. I'm going to leave the This Week in Axtablaze shit show because even though I don't have any news for it, we know that more is coming later.
Yeah.
And we have no Andrew today. He's One of our listeners said that he would be up to being a third chair if we ever needed one. Andrew is getting killed by his schedule right now. He's working 60 hours a week. So he is not going to be here for another couple of weeks until his schedule is not shitty, which apparently is going to happen soon. So if you could remind me who said that they would be or would stand in, try being a third chair.
Oh, I don't remember.
Let me know. I want to think it might have been Miles that had said it.
Maybe.
I don't think it was Bitters who said it. Yeah, you might have your moment to be our third chair for standing in. Let's see, what have I got? I have got, I guess the cats are into something right now. Sounds like a diaper coming off. So let's see. Sorry, very boring stuff right now because there's no Nick to fill up the void, and I can't type and talk at the same time.
Okay. So you need headlines?
God
damn it. I got a box from Chewy today, the pet site. And so I put its contents on the kitchen counter.
Oh, and the cats were like,
Jupiter just like, what is this? I can hear him over there. One of the things is for him. I'm going to set it up later, though.
This is not a very good show today. Up GRADE is grade. Okay. That's all my stuff. No, I've got more. Oh, shoot. I have screwed something up here. I have to fix it. Stand by. All right. Let's see. EA. Let's see what else I got. Okay. What you got?
PlayStation Showcase announced for the 9th.
Okay.
PlayStation PS5 games likely cost $200 million to make.
Okay.
Free upgrade, free, I don't know how to say. The Horizon Forbidden West free upgrade to PS5 version is the last free upgrade for PlayStation.
Yeah, I've got Sony won't charge for New Horizon upgrade. Sony will charge for all future.
Okay. Yes.
What else?
Alan Wake remaster rumors. There are a couple rumors, not just about it existing, but of its release date and how it will be released.
And I have something that is connected to that with Remedy.
Okay. Marvel's Midnight Suns shows off gameplay, and that's Suns as in the star.
Okay.
Abandon was announced too soon. Was, quote, announced too soon. Isn't called Abandon.
Okay.
Yakuza creator leaving Sega.
Okay.
And some final fun ones. Ghost of Tsushima updates foxes.
And I got one fun one for the end.
Okay. And I've got, it doesn't have anything to do with games, but it was in the Discord and it's kind of fascinating. Algorithmic pricing loop on Amazon makes a book cost $24 million.
All right. So, Alan Wake is the series. AC Ray says in the chat room, Alan Wake is the series Edie gifted me that made me start celebrating October with supernatural games. Aw,
Cool.
Oop. All right. So I think we're ready.
And yes, Miles says it was him. I didn't know if you saw that.
Oh, good. Yes. All right, Miles. Can I send you a private chat? No, I can only do it with guests. Send me an email to esellers@gamehounds.net. And I will chat with you about next week. All right, so shall we start the show now? Was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's start it.
Discusses video games, modern culture, and technology. And these podcasters are big fat potty mouths. If you're younger than 18 or are easily offended, please stop this podcast now. Oh, and your mom says to take out the trash. And you're home.
Should have gone to the bathroom and gotten some water.
Too late now.
Mics are hot. Hello and welcome to GameHounds. GameHounds episode 609. We are recording this on Sunday, September 5th, 2021. I'm Edie Sellers. With me is Nick DiNicola. We do not have an Andrew this week, and we won't for the next couple of weeks. He is getting annihilated by his work. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. How are you, Nick?
I'm good.
All right.
Other than having a Blu-ray busted in the mail.
Yeah, they sent
Blu-ray
a
case.
Blu-ray case. It wasn't the
Also,
Blu-ray itself.
I want to share my screen.
Yeah.
This is video from the show floor of PAX that's going
PAX
on
is
now.
going on this week. I have heard
it's
it
just,
is fucking empty. It is.
Look, Yeah. Look at the like
Whole
what?
aisles empty of people. Well, they had normally there's about 10,000 people per day, and this PAX it's like 3,000 people per day.
Yeah, like
And
normally you would see people sitting against the walls,
yeah. Okay. So I actually read an article today by somebody who was at PAX. He said that PAX single day and whole week and weekend tickets were still available in the first hour that the show was open.
huh. Yeah,
It looks like a game expo from like the 70s. It's that empty. It is so I mean, there's a part of me that kind of wishes I'd gone simply
just because
for that
this is
reason.
the most relaxed and chill PAX
Right,
you'll
but
ever go
there's
to.
no major console, no, major developers. It's all indies.
Yeah, yeah.
It turned it into like PAX Original, which to me I would love to do, but good lord, there's just nobody. Look at the room behind him. There's
I know.
nobody in that room at those displays. Oh my god, there's like no waiting, there's no lines, there's nothing. Oh, Namco Bandai is there. Uh yeah, just insane.
Like,
I'm gonna
geez, this is like the main hall.
Yeah, this is the main hall. This is the main show floor, which is normally dark, completely dark, and I mean, except for like the lights of all of the flashing neon and OLED screens. Oh God, look at that! Just nobody in those halls. Normally, those halls would be shoulder to shoulder, and all it is one poor enforcer walking down that whole hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they shouldn't have held it this year. They really shouldn't.
Yeah,
It
I mean
wasn't gonna be a good PAX, and nobody I know
it
went
depends
PAX.
on how, I don't know. I have no idea how much it costs to put on.
It costs a
But
lot.
okay, then yeah, they probably
Yeah.
didn't make the money back, but
Nope.
I don't know. I imagine probably more money than nothing than not having it. But
Debatable. Debatable. I wouldn't have held it for a number of reasons. One, the risk, because there is still a risk. It is still an indoor space in the middle of
yes,
a surge. They didn't require vaccinations for anybody. It's just masks. It's a big risk for very little reward.
yeah. Like even though they require vaccinations and all that, there's still an inherent
They're not
risk.
requiring vaccinations.
Yeah, they are.
They did?
Well,
They required they required vaccinations or testing. That's a
yes.
very different
Or
thing.
proof of negative test. Yeah,
Proof of
it's
negative
both.
test 3 days ahead of time means you could go out 2 days ahead of time, catch COVID, and drag it into that whole place. And then it's
Yes.
only mask that you are relying on saving you.
Yes. So yeah, there's still a large risk.
Yeah, AC Ray said you could probably maybe even stream live because there were less people using the Wi-Fi. Yeah, probably. But I'm glad that I didn't go. In fact, Chris O'Regan, Kropotkin from the Sausage Factory, who he and I have been friends for, God, going on decades now. He didn't go. He's over in England. He always goes. He didn't go this year, but he ordered all his PAX gear and they couldn't ship it to him in England. So he had to ship it to me and I had to ship it to England.
Oh
Oh,
no.
your internet just got shitty again. Now you are delayed and internet shitty. All right,
I
live
closed the
stream.
stream.
Is Nick internet shitty or am I internet shitty? It might be my internet that's bad. I doubt it, but it's possible. So,
I didn't do anything. I closed the stream.
yeah. Yeah, your computer is this is why you don't abuse your computer. Your underpowered computer. Yeah, you are frozen in a bad way right now. Okay, now I can see your face. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so you are delayed with your audio to your video by a good 2.5 seconds.
Really?
Yes. So we're just going to barrel on with Nick's computer that he tortures, and then he asks it to be good, and the computer, oh, now you're better.
Okay, good. A little
Yeah.
hiccup.
Yeah, it's clearly your internet. So let's talk about games.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm a little off today. I don't know why. Well, I know why. I'm
Yeah, recovering from infected Diet Coke, from Diet Coke
exactly.
poisoning.
Diet Coke poisoning.
I'll just say, so I've played a few games this week, but what I played most this week is More Returnal. Even though I finished the game.
Up, there went your internet again. And you are gone. You are completely gone now. I don't know that we can do a show with whatever's going on with your internet. Yeah, you are frozen. And are you back? No, barely. We can't do a show like this. Your internet is not good. Either your internet or mine. And the chat room will let me know if it's him or me. Hey, AC Wraith, is it Nick that's bad or is it me that's bad? Am I solid or is Nick screwed up? It's him. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, I don't think we can do a show the way your internet is right now. Can you even hear me right now? Oh God. This show, really. It's today. It's today. I hate to do it. I think I'm just gonna have to call the show. Cause we can't Nick's internet. Oh, there we go. We sort of got him back a little bit. No, I cannot hear you. I can see his mouth, his lips moving. I'm looking at chat, Nick. I can see it. And it says, I think it's the mix or it's the mic. I don't know that it's the mic because it's also your video as well. All right, your video has improved. Try your mic now. Speaker keeps losing the mic. Come on, Nick. Bitter says, push the fix button. You dick, just push the fix button. All right, you're looking good. Your video's looking good. Now we just need to get your audio. Are we just gonna? Oh, we're gonna use his work mic. Nope. No, still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. I think I can hear you now. Nope. But I am getting a weird echo. All right. He is typing to me as we speak. This is just riveting, isn't it? Miles says, did you try turning it off and on again? Nick has just chatted to me. The sound icon for Windows has a little X next to it. That would be because your sound is not working. Oh my goodness. Bitter says jiggle the cord. Like one of those old television sets, you just bang on it until the picture gets good. And I would have Nick restart his computer, but that was what. Wait, I'm hearing something. No, I am not hearing you, but I am hearing tones. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Are you muted? Is your mic muted? That's what it looks like. The mic was muted, wasn't it? No, still can't hear you. Miles, send me your email. Send me your email right now. I'm going to invite you to the show. We are doing a pop-up show as we speak to e-sellers at GameHounds.net. I'm not going to put it in the chat because if I do, then it becomes part of the permanent record. I would rather not do that. Did-dum, 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 did-dum. Well, Nick has his cat IT department giving him a hand right now. Try them. Oh God, I don't even know. Try the other headset. Bitter says if you log on to Pornhub while your mother is behind you, your internet will fix itself miraculously. Hey, I'm hearing clicks. I am hearing something got plugged in. So there is internal sound working within the computer system. It is not registering your voice, Nick.
Yeah, test.
Yes.
Okay, I unplugged the other mic, plugged this one back in, but I'm still getting the X symbol. It says the audio service is not running, and I don't know what that means.
It means that you have abused your computer for so long that it is finally taking it out on you.
Well, I can definitely say the cat IT helped. Shepard, you did a good job.
Well done, Shepard.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Shit. Now the
Okay, that was
camera's
it. Miles, I got your email. Oh, here we go. I got your email. There we go. Miles, I am sending you. Do you have a headset? Do you have a camera? Because I am about to invite you to the stream. Fucking, oh my God. What a show. So talk about Returnal now. Let's talk about Returnal.
Yes. I realized I had a few trophies left, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to get these because basically it was just a couple collectibles. But the way collectibles work is that they're tied. Hi, Shepard.
This show is so fucking cursed.
What? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. It's just
okay. Just that the cat's
the IT department has decided to move in.
Yes, they have. Well, you know, it's an ongoing problem. You know, I'm paying him by the hour, and he wants to get paid.
Right.
The way the collectibles work in that game, specifically like the glyphs that you find on the wall, is that they're tied to specific rooms. So they'll always be in the room. So basically, it's not like, oh, this glyph will randomly show up, so I have to play through the whole level to find it. No, it will always be in this one room, in this one location. You just have to wait for that room to spawn. And so that means that you can get a very clear sense of rarity from these glyphs, at least for the level that I was doing in the end. It's like, okay, these are the main rooms, and so these will kind of always spawn, so it's very easy to find these glyphs. This other one is a rare room that's on the side, so this one's a lot harder to find. And so I got into this pattern of just literally running through the game, of just running past every enemy, just to hop to the next area, and then like abusing this teleportation system to just like jump to the end, because the one room I needed is like, oh, it's always the second to last room. So if I use this teleporter that teleports me to the end, then I can just immediately see what's at the end and work my way backwards from there. So I got into the habit of just putting on a podcast and then literally running through the levels, shooting as few enemies as I could, teleporting to the end. If the room didn't show up, just pause, hit restart cycle, and do it again. And I think it's a testament to I did it. And so I got the platinum trophy for Returnal. Did everything to do in the game, and
Nice.
I'm proud of that because it's a really good game. But I think a testament to just how fun it is to play is that I didn't actively get bored doing that. The act of running around trying to avoid the monsters, trying to avoid the creatures, the movement itself was really fun. And oh, see, he just got a glyph. He just got one of those fucking things. And also, it's interesting, like playing through it that fast and just playing through it that much, how much it changes. Like the first time I went through these areas, the enemies were surprising. I didn't know what they would do, and they were scary. Now, as I'm running past them, even enemies that were frightening, that were these bipedal aliens that could teleport and were really dangerous. Now I'm just like, oh, okay, it's one of these guys. I know how to do this. And just how much my relationship to the enemies has changed over the course of the game and beating it. And now I'm just like, yeah, no, I've got this. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to try to do this boss fight because I want to. And hey, look, I beat it. Cool. And just the idea that, man, this is something that I struggled with like crazy, 10 hours ago. And now I'm just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it again on a whim. And it's a good feeling, that it's like in an RPG when you've leveled up and you go back to an early area and you just kind of one-shot all the enemies. Like, yeah, I'm powerful. Except in this case, it's actual skill with the game and knowledge of the enemies and how they work that I can go back to the beginning and just kind of wreck everything that was once so scary and frightening. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, Returnal still really cool. I 100%ed it, and I'm really digging that. And so then, before my mic goes out again, I played a game called The Ascent, and this is a Game Pass game that I think the best thing about it is also the worst thing. It's an isometric action RPG. Takes place in this cyberpunk world. It's got a cool story where it's this inhospitable planet, and there are these huge. Hey,
we got Miles. Welcome, Miles. How are you?
Hello. How's it going?
Good. I don't think you're going through your headset, are you?
Yeah, I am.
I don't think your mic's going through the headset.
No, the mic isn't going through the headset. The mic is.
Oh yeah.
Separate. It's going right here. It's right here.
Cool.
I have to be right up on the mic, I guess.
All right.
See, this is why you just get the thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we literally just dragged him in with 5 minutes.
True.
True. Cut Miles a little slack. Mr.
No,
I'm
no
so
slack.
Professional that I needed to get a listener to come in because my whole screen.
Oh yeah, I'm so
up.
prepared. I never have to troubleshoot.
Yeah, you say with your
on air.
Cat in your. So, hi Miles. Nice to finally meet you in person after all of these years.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about it. Holy crap, I think it's been almost 10 years. I wasn't listening from the start, but I think I was listening since like 2004.
Oh God, is it really?
Damn.
Oh shoot. Yeah. All right, so you're my third chair. 14. You're my backup buddy right now.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do. Let's see if I can be entertaining.
All right. Well, you don't have to be entertaining. Just be you. This is what I'm officially dubbing Listener Corner. So let's finish.
It's a new ongoing feature.
Nick talking about his games, and then we will come to you talking about what you're playing these days.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
All right, let's go.
Feel free to ask any questions, interrupt, be rude to Nick, but not to me.
Oh yeah, never to you.
All right. So we were talking about Ascent.
Yeah, The Ascent.
Okay.
It's this cyberpunk action RPG, and it's kind of a dual stick shooter. It's pretty neat to play, but really, oh Jesus! Now the cats are scratching things. But the world is cool. The map is like this huge, intricate city. It's all one map, even though it's isometric, and especially when you get to like the central city area, you just have these layers stacked on top of each other, and it's just this really, really dense game visually, where there's just so much going on in every corner of the screen, and it's really cool. It paints like a really awesome, cyberpunk dystopian world. The problem is that the map itself is so confusing. It's pretty good with having waypoints. Like on the screen, you can see in the top left is a little waypoint saying go in this direction for a side quest. But without those, it's so easy to get hopelessly lost in this world because it's so dense and intricate, and it just kind of circles around on itself. It's like you'll get to a dead end and think, well, wait, how do I go on? Oh, you have to backtrack a bit, take an elevator up, and then go. It's that kind of world. And so even though it looks great, it looks great at the expense of understanding, at the expense of intuitiveness. So like my biggest challenge in the early hours was not the combat, it was just trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. I think though at this point I've put like 5 or so hours into it, and I'm starting to get actually familiar with the world. I'm starting to learn that, okay, if the waypoint is pointing in this direction, I need to, go to the shop, take the elevator up, and then keep going. I've learned those shortcuts in the city. Like you don't usually have to do in a video game, but you do in a real city just because that's how it's laid out. So it's neat, and it's a neat game. I want to keep playing it, but yeah, right off the bat, the most interesting things about it is also the most frustrating thing about it.
Yeah, did you mention this before? Because it sounds familiar that you've played this before.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it. Has something I wanted to play, or just has something that... Oh, I think last week I mentioned that I played it, but I didn't play enough of it to really talk about it.
I kind of like it. I kind of like the way that you describe it. I think that games like this kind of opens it up to community more. It opens up to the gaming community and people talking to each other and communicating with each, and like just saying, okay, how do you get from point A to point B? How do you defeat this part? That kind of thing. And I think it kind of makes it a little more real. If that was really the intent of not giving so many details.
Yeah, like it certainly doesn't have signs pointing you to this direction. It feels like a city that was, a cyberpunk city that was built in a very hodgepodge way, one on top of the other, without much consideration for navigability. Is that a word?
Navigability? Is that
yeah.
it? Yeah.
But it's also, I think what's interesting, co-op. And so anyone can jump in at any time. Which would be pretty helpful at times because, as a dual joystick shooter, you can get overwhelmed by enemies quite a bit. It's a lot of... It's the kind of game where sections of the city are, level 2, and then sections of the city are level 20. And so as you're exploring this city that's very confusing to navigate, if you take a wrong turn, you can run into like level 20 people and just they kill you in one shot. It's like, oh, well, I guess I'm not supposed to go this way just yet. In fact, I spent like a good half hour at one point as a level 1 character trying to kill some level 9 characters before I realized, oh, I should just go do a story mission that's my level instead of trying to do this side mission that's above me. And then later I went back there and I was able to take care of things easily.
Like just from your knowledge or from what you guys know, is the open world isometric thing common? I think that this is the first that I've heard of it, or something like this.
I think it's in a lot of RPGs, things like Divinity or Pillars of Eternity is one, like those Diablo, those type of games. But mixing that with a dual joystick shooter is kind of, a thing I hadn't seen before.
Mhm.
It is, and speaking of what he's doing in this video, one of the mechanics that the game has that it doesn't tell you much about, but does come in handy, is there is a cover system where you can duck, and if you duck behind cover, it acts as cover, and you can actually pop up, shoot guys from behind there. The only problem is that, you're getting swarmed by guys, and so they very quickly come up to you to flank you. And so it's a system that the game isn't designed around the cover system. It's just the cover system is kind of there to provide a little bit extra variety to the combat instead of just running and shooting.
Yeah, I like it. It sounds like something that you really don't have to think too much about, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to. I mean, I don't know if maybe I'm wrong, but like you don't have to sit there and really figure. You're not racking your brain. You know what I mean? Like you might be lost in the city, but you're still having fun while you're lost in the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely that type of game. It's just the thing. I played a lot of it after Returnal, which is a very focus-heavy game, and this is just, hey, I'm gonna run around, I'm gonna shoot some things. It's like I don't exactly know where I'm going, but I'm just gonna follow this waypoint like it's God, and it's gonna take me to where I have to go, and that's all I need.
That's great.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to upload that video that I took of me playing Skyrim, and I cannot get it from my phone to my computer because Xbox doesn't like apples.
Did you use the Xbox Share to record it? Because I
did, but I
I know,
can't send it because it's too big a file.
No, but I think there's a way to go on Xbox.com and view videos on your profile there.
You can. I'm trying to, and I cannot find how to do that.
Really? I know I've seen people do that.
Yeah, it's annoying as fuck right now. So sorry.
It's never as easy as it should be. Never.
It's not, especially when you're, and it's like if I had it's very easy if you had a PC. You just hit, the Windows button G to bring up your game bar, and it's like I don't have one of those, guys, because the other half of the world actually uses a good computer. Sorry, did I just say that out loud? Oh, I think I got it.
Okay, now I'm looking. If I go into my Xbox,
all right, I think
profile.
I got it. So, Ascent, upside, downside, it sounds like you're kind of in the meh ways, like the things that make it great are sometimes the things that actually make it worse.
Yeah, I want to keep playing it. I'm going to keep playing it because, like Miles said, it's kind of a good turn off your brain and just shoot things game. Mm-hmm. So it's a good one of those.
Good. All right, so your last game is going to be Eternal Castle.
Yeah, and...
Yes, I got it.
Cool. It took me... I had to research this because I'd seen a video on Giant Bomb a long time ago and thought it looked cool. I guess this is an updated version of an old cinematic platformer like Another World, I think it's called. It's the most popular one of those that also got updated. But it is like an 80s game that then got updated to be playable on modern consoles. And I guess the people that did it, it was mainly a fan project that then kind of expanded into an actual game.
So cool.
The reason I wanted to play it is because it has the coolest, most stylized pixel art I think you will ever see in a game. And it's basically about this guy that crash lands on a planet that he was going there anyways, but then he gets shot down, and he's trying to rescue an AI woman. and somehow that involves going to a forgotten city, that involves going to an unholy church, bunch of different places. This is him going around the sewers. If you skip ahead a little bit, you can see him like out in the world. Like this is a boss fight, and the whole world is just stylized. It's got a really cool use of color.
Oh, wow.
You know,
cool is this?
everything is kind of silhouetted, but then you've got like these sharp uses of color to accentuate like whether darkness, whether desert, just little outlines. Like a lot of the characters are black, but just have a nice white
It's
outline.
like negative space.
Yeah, it's a good use of negative space. And it does that. That is really what the game is about. Actually playing it is fine. The best thing about it is that it has a lot of checkpoints, unlike Another World, which is, I think you have to beat the whole thing in a couple lives, so you have to do it perfectly. This one has checkpoints pretty much after every obstacle, and that I beat the whole thing in a single sitting. Like, it's not that long of a game, but it's just kind of this visual spectacle of pixel art. And in that regard, it's really cool. It involves, like, you pick up a whole bunch of different weapons, like swords, axes, maces. You get guns, and you can do that. And if you can find other areas, like the whole color scheme changes, where in this city, it's got kind of a blue and purple scheme. In a desert, it's got like a white and red color scheme. In this church, it's got a like green, black and green color scheme that's really cool. And yeah, it's a fairly easy game. Like I said, it's not going to challenge you or take a long time to beat. It's mainly just this visual pixel art showcase. And
Right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you play games just because they're so beautiful.
yeah.
And this seems like one of those games.
Like if you skip to the beginning, I think the beginning has a lot of really, really awesome scenes. This one in particular is just the ship initially crashing.
Landing. Oh, such good pixel art. Good Lord.
That's really
It's neat because it's pixel art, but it also moves at like 60 frames per second, so it's super smooth pixel art.
Right. It's pixel art as an art form as opposed to a necessity because when it was invented, it was a necessity because that was the limit of our technology. Now it's pixel art as art.
It looks like there's some 3D assets in there too. Like that fighter jet was definitely looked like it was a 3D asset and it was stylized.
The way it turned.
Yeah. Do you know what was used to develop the game? Was it Unity or was it?
I don't. I know that, it is a remaster of an older game.
Oh, okay.
But as part of that, there is additional animation.
When did it originally come out? Is it an 80s game?
I think it's 87.
Really? So
when
this
I looked
is
up
an old game.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's made around the same time I think as Another World and those games, but it has been modernized. So I don't know if the checkpoint system was there originally or if it's not. But yeah.
So awesome. So yeah, I may actually pick that up just because it is.
See, AC Race says it's a remake of a game that never existed, but when I looked it up on Wikipedia, it said that it is an actual remake.
Yeah, AC Race says it looks like some of it was 3D with pixel shaders. Yeah, for sure it was. That's why it looks so good. So yeah, here is the listing for it. So anything else you want to talk about before we move on to mine?
That's it. But now I'm curious if it is a fake remaster of an old game or if it's an actual remaster.
Well, if it's on Wikipedia, technically it should be true.
It says, see, this is the Polygon review. The Eternal Castle was never a real 80s game at all. Purportedly inspired by a long-lost game from 1987.
We will be talking about a long lost game from 1987 shortly in the news. That is
Okay.
a real game.
Apparently, it's not a real remaster. That's just part of the aesthetic. Is
Okay.
that it has the aesthetic of a modernized remastered game.
So they've created this like mythos around it, like, oh, this is an 80s game that you've rediscovered.
Yeah. Oh, we
Like
loved playing this game as a kid, and we didn't want it to.
Didn't want it to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, everything is just going to go more and more meta as we
God,
go.
it is.
All right.
But yes, that kind of makes me respect it even more because they do a really good job of that.
Yeah.
Of tricking you.
They do.
Yeah.
They should create a Wikipedia page for the original. Just totally fake everything. Just create this game that never existed. All right, Miles, what you been playing?
I've actually been playing a couple of games. The first one is Ark. I've been in the Discord trying to kind of encouraging people to play Ark, but I think it's been talked about on the show before, probably ad nauseum, because it's just
Andrew will play that with you for sure.
Oh, Andrew will absolutely play that.
But when people ask me to describe it, what's Ark? I say it's kind of like Minecraft, but it's for grown-ups and it's got lots of dinosaurs. But yeah, I think it's fun. It's pretty it's just a game where they kind of drop you in and say survive, and you see that you're surrounded by dinosaurs, dodos, dilophosaurus, maybe even a raptor or two, and it's like, okay, what do you do if you wake up in this environment? And well, you survive.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So are you playing like the same file and having your building more and more of a base, or are you kind of starting over again and again to, I don't know, get through that initial survival?
Yeah, you you respawn and the world doesn't. So yeah.
Okay.
So I guess that's.
How big is your base now?
My base is not very big because I don't have the attention span to build. I live more nomadic when I play. I'll start building something and maybe lay down a sleeping bag or a bed just to have a place to respawn at. But then I'll totally just go and find another spot on the map and just start.
So is Ark cross-platform? Because I know that it's free on. In fact, I believe I've downloaded it on Game Pass. But I don't know if it's cross-platform to PC. Because you're playing it on PC? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I believe that you can. I think it kind of depends on where you purchase the game. So if you buy it on Game Pass and you. The Game Pass thing is kind of weird. I haven't looked too deeply into it, but I know that it's available on the PC now, and that you can buy games through the PC. But I don't know if that means if you'd be able to play.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. It looks like
yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Well, it depends.
Well, that's Xbox PS4. Is it cross-platform to PS4? Cross-platform to Xbox?
It's crossplay is available between Xbox and Windows, but that's between Android and iOS, and then between Xbox and Windows.
Okay,
but that's it.
All right.
So yeah, no PlayStation involved.
So the mobiles stay together, the Microsofts stay together, and PlayStation is often it's the corner eating glue.
Yes.
All right, good to know. I may actually join you on that then. I don't know. I'm pretty addicted to what I'm doing right now.
I can understand that. You're knee deep or waist deep in Skyrim, modding it and breaking it and stuff.
Not modding it, just breaking it.
Just breaking it.
We will get into that.
Okay. What I like about Ark is just the whole community aspect of it. With the game that that Nick was playing earlier, it, there's so many times where I'm just like, okay, how do I tame this beast? And I have to figure that out, or look up the information on how to tame this beast, because it doesn't say, okay, feed it this and that or whatever, how much of this or that or whatever. Hell, you can even like halfway tame a beast and it'll wake up and just walk away. You know what I mean? So like it takes a lot of learning. It's a real curve, but once you get into it, it's great. It's so great.
So, how toxic are people to each other? Because this seems like a game that is rife. What was the other one? Was it Rust? Was the one
Rust. Yeah, that's the one I
where
heard.
you can't even start because people will just come and it's like, oh, look, new meat. We're going to kill you.
Yeah, no, yeah, if you get on the wrong server, that's exactly what will happen.
Okay.
But not only that, but there's this mechanic. The building mechanic in the game is on servers, I guess, depending on how they set up the rules. If you place something in the world, then nobody else can place anything around it. And one of the cheapest things to build are pillars. So what people will do is like build pillars and place them everywhere. So this entire swath of land is now unbuildable. You can't. Nobody can do anything on there. That's one super toxic thing.
It's like sticking a flag in it and saying, "This is mine."
Yes. And then one of the other things is stream people. Like I like to stream Arc, and I want to stream Arc, and there's a lot of people who do. But on some of the servers, they are so strict about streaming because of stream sniping.
Oh.
People will log into your server and destroy your stuff and kill your dinosaurs, and you'll log out one night and everything will be okay, and then you'll log in the next day and everything's destroyed. Go through your logs and find out that strangers have come in or something like that. You know what I mean? So
has that happened to you yet?
No, because number one, I don't really have anybody to play with. Like I joined a couple of servers. One of them was dead. The other one was super strict about the streaming for the stream sniping. And so what I do, I just kind of play locally. And if anybody wants to join, then I can invite them.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, it's just me. And I haven't. Oh, the other thing is like if you're not joining another server, if you want to have your own public server, there's a fee. I think it's like $14 a month for a server with 10 slots on it. So if my audience grows and people do want to join and play on my server and or something like that, then I'll consider doing that. But for right now, no, it's just me.
Yeah, makes sense. So anything else you playing?
Yeah. Well, a few years ago, Pokemon Go came out, and so the subject of Pokemon kind of became taboo on the show because I remember that game took over the news for about 2 or 3 months.
I played a lot of it when it came out.
I played a lot of it when it came out, and then I stopped because I have like Pokemon stops. I forget what they're called, like the locations.
The
gyms.
The stops.
Yeah, the stops. I have Pokemon stops all over my neighborhood. All over my neighborhood. And so, in fact, right across the street. And when that first came out, I remember standing out in front of the church that's right across the street from me. And there was like 15 people all just standing there doing this.
But you put that on the screen. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have let the cold opening. I'm actually playing Pokemon Unite.
Oh, Pokemon Unite. Okay.
Yeah, League of Legends Pokemon Edition.
Oh, that's the Dota version. Yeah, what's it called? MOBA. That's what it is.
Yeah, the MOBA. It's I can't believe I'm having fun. You watch the gameplay of it, and my friends have watched me play, and they're just like, this just looks so boring. But it's easy. But it's very easy to go in and play 3 or 4 games in a row, and I imagine even more if if I had the self control to sit there and play. But it's really I don't know what there is to say about MOBAs. On some level, it kind of feels like baby's first MOBA, and which makes sense because they want it to be accessible to everybody, and they're also going to have it. No, they just released it for the mobile as well as the Switch. So I guess they tried. I guess maybe they did have to keep it simple for that. But somehow, I don't know. Like I think about playing it when I'm not.
Wow.
I mean, that's a good sign.
Yeah,
I've heard that the matches are really short, and so that really helps like it move along. You're not kind of stuck in a game for 40 minutes.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the biggest things that I noticed, that the matches went really, really fast. They're only about 10 minutes long, versus a League of Legends match, which could be 20 minutes or even longer than that, right? I mean, you can play.
Yeah, and Dota's I think can go on for hours.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm having a good time with it. There, it's pretty easy to pick up, and of course, they just feed you information on the game. Like, oh, you want to know how to do something? Just wait. They'll tell you how to do it. And yeah, it's in the community, because it's so new. The community is super active. I'm never waiting more than a minute for a match just to start.
Nice.
Nice.
I feel like if any genre needs, a baby's first X of that, it's MOBAs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I remember first playing League of Legends and just being lost for a good week. Like, what is going on here? Who are these characters that I'm picking?
Yeah.
Please explain this to me. But it's all just in. But I guess what I can say is Unite is just holding me over for the Diamond and Pearl remakes, which are releasing really soon, and then Legends of Arceus, which is coming out next year, which is probably going to be Pokemon complete, just like every generation of game is. Going to be Pokemon complete, and then it comes out and they're like, oh, this is so bad. But yeah, those two games, not too much more at the moment. I don't know if it was covered on the show, but Saints Row the Third was free on Epic. The Remaster.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that came. I don't remember if this was in the original release of the game, but they have this whole horde mode where they'll give you random weapons, objectives, and they'll put random rules on the match, and you'll be fighting or mowing down zombies, gimps, horrors, and the various mascots of the game.
I don't think that was. I don't remember playing that. That sounds cool.
It's pretty fun. It's a way for me to kill a good half an hour.
It actually just says hose 04.
Yeah, I've been having fun with that. I haven't even started the main game yet. I already played it when it first came out, and then I think they even re-released it after that, and I played it then. So I haven't started the main game, but the horde mode is good.
Yep. Yeah. So sounds. I might have to jump in on Saints Row the Third, even though I'm listed as Saints Row 3. I might have to list it to jump into it, just simply because it is a game I absolutely loved the first time, and yeah, it's just a good, funny, stupid game. It's a serious game underneath the hood with an absolutely ludicrous skin, and that's like it took GTA and said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah.
I think at this point it's been long enough too that you've probably forgotten a lot of the gags.
Oh God, yes.
So it'll be kind of like playing it for the first time.
Well, except for when you try to romance Kelsey, that's the one that sticks with me.
I think no, that's from 4.
Was that from 4?
Yeah, that's from 4.
Kelsey, you want to fuck? That was the answer to that was the animation. When
that was the
romance. I think it was Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, any
just
else before we move on?
Just a quick correction. It's not the Third isn't free anymore. Now it's $40 on Steam.
Okay.
On Epic, but,
oh,
yeah. It was free for a moment.
Yeah.
So my game this week is I said I was going to do it last week after the show, and immediately did it right after the show. I downloaded Skyrim and I jumped in. And rather than, because I played a good 300 hours of Skyrim, and I haven't played it in a really long time. But I remember, unlike Saints Row the Third, I remember everything with Skyrim because I played so much of it and did it multiple times. This time, I decided to cheese the game, and I am having so much sick, stupid fun. And it's not. I'm not modding. That's the thing. Mods really don't speak to me that much. I am cheesing the game within the parameters of cheesing the game.
I know what you're doing.
I am doing a lot of things. I am building. Let's see if I can pull up my screenshots of this. Let's see. Come on, baby. Can you do it? Can you do it? Come on, please.
I know you were doing some finicky potion manipulation.
Potion manipulation, to say the least. I am manipulating potions so that I have something like I have a sneak potion that gives me a 69,000% chance to improve, or 69,000 improvement of my. I have a pickpocket. I have a fortify pickpocket potions that are like 115,000% chance to pick. So of course, like I just walk up to Master Locks, I just stick it in, turn it, go.
What was the thing? You sent us a picture. It looked like it had like over 1,000,000% chance to do something.
Yes. I'm trying to get my window here. Yeah, here's my great sword.
Wow.
Burns the target for 700,428 points.
It does 35 damage.
35 damage,
but
it burns the target for 700,000 points. I just walk up to a dragon and just tap it. I will throw I have a fortify destruction potion that is like insanely large, and I just drink that, put it on a bow, shoot the dragon out of the air as it's approaching, and it like has to fly around dead for several minutes before it lands and just collapses.
Yeah, the dragons, when you one hit kill the dragons, it's kind of weird. They kind of twitch. They just twitch.
It's not to do that.
Like the game doesn't know how to actually animate that.
So yeah, I will play a video of and I actually have the video. I've managed to download it. Now I have to find it where it was. Stand by.
Oh man.
I have a video of me going out with that sword for the first time, and it absolutely leveled me. I was laughing. I haven't laughed that hard pretty much since Kevin died. Like I have not had a laugh where it just came from the belly. Let's see if I can actually find where I put it. Stand by. I had it out there, and then I stopped. Oh god, dang it!
While you're looking for that, I don't remember all the exact terms because it's been that long since I played Skyrim. But the elders at the beginning of the game, the ones that teach you your first dragon, those guys are so insanely overpowered that if you just attack them, you will level up. So
really,
I never thought of that. Oh, yeah, I gotta totally do that
with the sneak and the bow and arrow, and you just shoot them, and you will level up. So yeah. I did this, and I think I did it for a good hour, and then just went out into the world. And my character is just insanely leveled, and it was so bad that the enemies, they stopped approaching me. They would literally see me coming and run away. There was a mission that I could not complete because the guy I had to kill decided to take a swim and never came back.
Oh no.
So yeah, this is I have a mosquito that is buzzing me right now. So this is my me actually taking it out for the first time. And I decided I wanted to And I resurrected both of them with my power so they would fight
What?
me as a zombie, and then I didn't swing
Oh,
fast
you did.
The game is not meant to do that shit. Just so much fun. And yeah, that's the other thing. Another great way to cheese the game. And I didn't have any video of it, but I created myself an army of mud crabs who just followed me everywhere. And
So,
would
yeah,
I would just
how?
walk up to something and then like shoot an arrow at a mammoth, and then all the mud crabs would just jump on the mammoth. All right, so there is a book, or sorry, there is a pillar, you know, like those stones that you would pray at, and they would give you a power, right? One of them is once a day, you hit that power and it will resurrect all the dead around you as a zombie army to fight for, or, you know, zombies to fight for you. We can only do it once a day, right? Here's the thing. Every other kinds of zombies, well, not every, most of them, when the zombie dies, it usually goes into dust. In Skyrim, the zombies don't die and go into dust. They stay a body. So you collect 3 mud crabs, right? Resurrect them, run out to another batch of mud crabs, kill the new mud crabs, wait for 24 hours in game, because it's not once a day real time, it is once a day in game. You just sit there and you wait 24 hours. And then when you come back, you hit it again, and now you have 10 mud crabs, and then you have 20 mud crabs, and then you have 50 mud crabs, and you can just keep doing this. At one point, I went into a Draugr mine, and I killed everything and resurrected everything as I went. I went back out. I had a line of Draugrs behind me that went like into the distance where you couldn't even see them anymore. It was a Draugr parade.
Did you please tell me
funny.
that then you went into a city, attacked a guard, and like actually laid siege to a city?
No.
Oh,
But something else that you could do when you cheese all of your potions. By the way, all those potions that I made are absolutely 100%. There's no mods. There's no cheats. It's just an exploit that is in the game and has been in the game for years and never been taken out. Fucking mosquito. So all of that is completely legal to do in the game. I am not doing anything that is not, I want to say intended, maybe not intended, but they know about it. It's an exploit. You can choose to do it. They have left it in. So these potions that I have created, one of them is a potion of fortify destruction that fortifies your destruction by something like 600,000%, right? Wow. So there's this other magic that you can get, this magic spell called Flame Cloak, where you hit the spell and it creates a flame around you that is within what they call melee range, which they don't define. Within melee range, if something comes within that close of you, it takes flame damage. And it's something like 8 per second. But you throw on one of those potions, and it just doesn't increase the amount of damage. It also increases the distance. It increases the range. So you go into a dungeon, you pop one of those potions, you hit Flame Cloak, and it kills everything in the dungeon.
Wow.
I think I have seen that. That's the Spiffing Brit.
I'm getting
I saw
all
him
of this
doing
off
that.
the Spiffing Brit. I have been doing all those things, and they are just as fun to do as it is to watch him do it. So freaking funny.
Wow.
I have a set of armor that gives me. I have a set of armor that gives me a, what is it? 1,000,000 points health. So I just walk up to a dragon and stand in front of it, and I hit it with like a plain dagger until it dies.
Didn't
Uh-oh, your microphone died. Got to restart your mic. Of course. And I don't want to hear you complain about Miles and his mic. At least his is working. What? What are you going to do? So I have decided that, well, I have rediscovered Skyrim in a whole different way. And I think that that is one of the bits of genius about Skyrim. Is that all of these exploits, any other game would have, as soon as people figured out how to daisy chain potions until you could craft a potion that integer floods the computer and shuts it down, or integer floods the console, shuts it down, that they would patch that stuff out.
Yeah.
Todd Howard left all that shit in. Todd Howard absolutely maybe not intentionally, the developers didn't create these ability to exploit, but when it was discovered, they never took it out, so that you can play Skyrim and any way you want to. You want to wreck your game. I've totally wrecked my game.
Yeah.
But I've also played it 3 times through. I've also spent 300 hours. I am having so much fun. And it's a combination of, we know you're gaming. We know you're going to cheese stuff. And we want you to have as much, because it's just as much fun to cheese it as it is to play that game the first time. Number 1. Number 2, it still looks so beautiful. Even after 10 years, that game graphically holds up really well. Still a gorgeous game to play. Still hella fun. Still full of all of the wonderful bugs that it always had. So I'm, as much as I now was rolling my eyes last week about the new anniversary edition coming out and thinking, oh God, are they going back to Skyrim again? They're going to milk that cow one more time. If we want to have that bitch have one more litter of puppies, even though she's clearly tired and needs to stop. I get it now. I get why people are still playing this game, because you play a couple 100 hours of it straight through, and then you come back. I'm gonna get that fucking mosquito. You come back a decade later and you just start enjoying it and playing it how you want to play it. So I get it now. I get it. And they knew that was going to happen. They know that is happening, and they're not stopping it. And I have to give a lot of props for Bethesda to have given it the hands off that it needed off of the community to let that kind of fun, that pure enjoyment of doing things to break them, that goes back to our childhood, where you make blocks, you make a tower of blocks. What do you do with a tower of blocks? You knock it over and you laugh yourself silly. It's that same concept.
Yeah, to not be so uptight.
RPG, don't be uptight about your fucking game.
Yeah, Bethesda is definitely.
Mosquito wants me so bad.
Bethesda is definitely interesting about that, and it kind of makes me wonder, like with the community and what the community does with their games. I wonder if they've actually brought anybody on to the team who has done something really, really cool or really, really nice, or if they even could encourage the team to make those changes.
I think they have.
I would imagine they probably hired modders to do work, because obviously modders have skills, but you don't need skills just to figure out like, I'm gonna stick my finger in it and see how far I can poke it in.
I know there is a game that came out recently that's gotten pretty good reviews called The Forgotten City. That's kind of a time loop murder mystery that started life has a Skyrim mod.
Yeah, I could see it. Skyrim, it's a creature in and of itself, and that it's created that mod community, which are turning into developers. It's created a cottage industry of people finding new ways to exploit it. What's not modding, but within the systems that is there, and there's more there. There's still ways that you could figure out how to cheese that system, and and lots of people just in there poking along, just trying to figure out how they could cheese the system. And doing silly stuff like making an army of mud crabs.
Yeah.
Or destroying the economy.
Or destroying the economy.
Yeah.
Or walking into Windrun and murdering everyone with a flame cloak spell. Like, in theory, if you got that potion on, if you punch a horse, right? That'll upset all of the guards and all of the horses in the whole game. Once they are hostile, all you have to do is fire that thing off in the open world, and it kills everybody. It kills
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it isn't, the range is all encompassing. It is bigger than the Skyrim world.
Okay, so then in theory, I want to see you take a video of this. I want to see you literally kill the world.
Okay, I will do that.
In the open world map, do something, and then I don't know, walk from one end of the map to the other and just find if anything is still alive.
See, at a certain point it's going to respawn. So I would have to like fast travel to the cities. But see, if I go
True, and then if you fast travel, that probably
not
respawns.
going to be dead because I'm going to have to fast travel and leave the city.
The cities aren't going to respawn, but like the villages and stuff.
Yeah.
They'll be gone.
Yeah, the villages would.
That is some
I still
stuff. Yeah. There's some Phoenix X-Men stuff. I just destroy the world.
Yeah, it is.
So in the DLC, the where you have to go onto that island, I forget, Solstein. There's like this whole end game thing, but because I'm at level 15, just completely overpowered because I got 1,000,000 health. I just went directly to the end game and just finished that one out. And I don't know if you remember, but they would bring you into Moloch Bal's, I think it's Moloch Bal's world in this kind of alternate reality, and it's really fucking difficult. I would just walk into those, it would drag me into the book, take me into that reality. I would fire off that flame cloak and then just walk through the rest of the way.
Which when you're looking
Never
for
even
the,
encountering.
It's when you're looking for the Daemon Hearts? Daemon Hearts?
Yeah.
Daemon Hearts?
Yeah, the Daedric Hearts.
Daedric Hearts, yeah.
Yeah. Daedra Heart. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Just my only challenge now is not enough ingredients. Gotta find ingredients because there's a lot of exploits that you can have on a PC that you can't have on a console. And the fact that they were like able to, like, these exploits work on a console. I mean, exploits on a PC, everybody does exploits on a PC. You can always go into the code and just do something. It doesn't happen on a console, but it works and it's awesome. So had to share my just childlike joy of like laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. And when I crafted a potion that was just insanely.
Oh, right. Didn't you say that you crashed the game?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. And it was awesome. If you because it's a little exploit where you use potions of restoration in order to constantly keep increasing your potions of restoration. You use a potion of restoration to increase your equipment, your alchemy equipment, and you just keep going back and forth, increasing your equipment, and eventually you just daisy chain your way, climb the ladder up until you've got an incredible amount of I'll show you.
Yeah, you sent me a picture where something has creative potions are 134 million times more powerful.
Yeah, and if you do it too much, then what ends up happening is it integer floods the computer, and then like the Xbox One just goes and then shuts down. just gleefully torturing technology as we go. Yeah, here's my potion of Fortify Restoration.
Oh, wait, is that 898?
Yes, let's see. That is
Yeah, 198 million.
8,982,000,000. No, sorry.
No,
No,
898.
898,213,696% stronger for 60
Wow.
seconds.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's how you craft that sword.
I guess if you go over 1 billion, that's too much. That's when it breaks the console.
It starts
A-
to break the console a little bit.
1 billion is the limit.
Yeah, it starts to well, see, you can use the restoration, you can craft whatever you want, but once you put that equipment on, like I tried to craft something that gave me a billion, 1,000,000% chance of sneak. And it's every time I put it on, it would be like, shut down. Restart. Okay, well, maybe I'll back it off just a little bit. Stick.
Once it actually has to do the calculation.
It actually has to do the calculation of, okay, you've got 1,000,000 health, you've got unlimited stamina, you've got unlimited magicka, and now you're going to try unlimited sneak?
A literal god just walking around the world of Skyrim.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I have been doing, and I have been finding tremendous joy out of it. By the way, if you are not watching the Spiffing Brit, you absolutely should. Absolutely hilarious what he does. He exploits not just Skyrim, he exploits everything, and it's really, really fun and funny. So can't recommend it enough. All right, so shall we hit the news? So that we're deeply into this.
Yeah.
Weirdest show ever. It really is. All right. Wait for it. Let's hit the news. This is the GameHounds news, the news, views, and commentary of the week in gaming with Gamer Edie, Nick DiNicola, and Miles, the gamer. Miles. Yeah, just Miles. Miles and Miles. So, what's our first item?
I think probably the biggest news was that PlayStation announced a showcase for this Thursday, which is the 9th.
Yeah.
I know they didn't have anything for E3. They didn't have too much since then.
Didn't have any presents at PAX.
So
they had to do something this month.
I've seen rumors on Reddit that this is supposed to be like a legit big showcase, and that they'll probably show off a lot of gameplay from God of War.
It doesn't surprise me because they would normally be doing it at this time of the year. This is now when the heavy lifting for that would be going into PAX and other events that are just not happening this year, or if they're virtual and not as well attended. So rather than send it out, send the road crew out to PAX and Comic-Con and a bunch of other stuff, they're just going to do a showcase this year.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So that's cool. Mark your calendars for the 9th.
When is that? What day is 9th is what? Thursday?
Yeah.
Do you want to watch it together?
Sure. It will be PDT is Pacific time,
Daylight
right?
Time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 1 p.m. our time.
Yeah.
What's BST? It's 1 p.m. PDT, 9 p.m. BST.
BST. What is BST? What is BST?
Ollie?
It is British summertime.
Oh.
I don't know why they make it BST. I guess because they have daylight savings. Maybe they have daylight savings in Britain because that's GMT.
Anyways, one for the West Coast.
Okay. All right. So let's watch it together and we'll stream it. Shall we plan? All right. Let's do that. So 1 p.m. September 9th, that is Thursday, Nick and I and maybe Andrew, we'll all get together. We will watch this shit out of this thing.
I like in the chat, Goalie says he's in a BLT time.
He's in a BLT time zone with fries. Oh, sounds so good right now. I may make a BLT later. So yeah, here's the details on it. Dave Goalie in the chat says, I have the itch to play Oblivion. Yeah, no, you don't. It does not hold up. Go play Skyrim. Go play Skyrim and do silly stuff inside of it. Don't play it seriously. Play it silly. It's so much fun. AC Wraith appreciates
going on, Gully?
BLT summons. Yep. We got Miles standing in for Andrew since he's out for a couple of weeks. So, next item. Next item. Might as well stick on Sony, right?
Okay.
Good news. Sony is not going to charge for the new Horizon update. That was kind of a big thing that people were very upset about.
Yeah, because at first there was no path to upgrade.
Right. There was no path to upgrade. And so everybody that had a copy for the PS4 and Xbox One really had no way to upgrade to the PS5 or the Xbox Series X other than buying the game over. And that was not, granted, it's the new Horizon's new game, Horizon Forbidden West. So it's not out yet, right?
No.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but it is significantly. I mean, it's a year after the new consoles next gens came out, but this year is different because of all of the lack of availability. That many people who want consoles can't get them. So it may be several years before they actually get an Xbox Series X or PlayStation in their hands. That reasonably upset people considerably. So Sony did announce that it had reversed that decision, and it would Horizon Forbidden West is going to be eligible for a PS5 upgrade.
You've gone Nick Bot.
I have.
Yeah, AC Wraith says you've gone Nick Bot, fuzzy and breaking voice. I could hear it, but I thought it was just my end.
Oh, that's not good.
I thought it was just me too.
What the
fuck? It's not just me.
What? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, that's better.
Good. I came back. Good.
Your audio never failed. It just got, a little robotic and
got it. Well,
splotchy.
Maybe it's just the internet these days.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Horizon Forbidden West, they did reverse that decision, and now it will be eligible for a PS5 upgrade if you purchase a PS4 version, any of the PS4 versions. That being said, that's the good news. The bad news is Sony is going to start charging. They announced at the same time that they will start to charge for all future first-party upgrades. Joel Ryan, the president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, went to the PlayStation blog, and that's where he made the announcement. He did that last night, made the announcement that New Horizons Forbidden West, they're reversing their decision. You can upgrade those. However, he said, quote, I want to confirm today that moving forward, PlayStation first-party exclusive cross-gen titles newly releasing on PS4 and PS5, both digital and physical, will offer a $10 US dollar digital upgrade option from PS4 to PS5. So it's like, oh, okay, so you wanted this game? Well, we're just going to charge you for all other games.
I wonder if that holds true for games that will come out before Horizon, but after this announcement. Because I think the Death Stranding Director's Cut is later this year, but it's also before Horizon.
Is that a Sony first party?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I would imagine the way that is written that you will have to pay a $10 upgrade for the Director's Cut. So just to be clear, it is only for cross-gen, actually probably not, cross-gen first-party games. So it's not all games and not all first-party games.
Yeah, just the ones
cross-gen first party games. So that would be like God of War or the new Uncharted. Third party titles like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, and Fall Guys aren't affected by this. Publishers obviously can decide if they want to charge or not.
They're kind of taking away the incentive to run out and buy the new consoles as soon as they come out, then, aren't they? I mean, they don't have to worry about that for another decade now, But I mean, if I'm like, oh, I love this game, but and I want to get the new console, but I'm going to have to rebuy this game after I get the new console, then why would I get the new console? I'll just keep playing on the old one.
Right, and it also hurts the games. Because why would, if I'm trying to get a PlayStation 5 and I can't get a PlayStation 5 because of fucking scalpers have warehouses full of them, they're selling them for $2,000 a piece. If why would I buy a game that I know, like Ghost of Tsushima, perfect example. I held off of playing Ghost of Tsushima because I waited for it to be on the PlayStation 5 because I wanted to play it on the PlayStation 5. I was fortunate enough to get a PlayStation 5. If I hadn't, I would not have bought Ghost of Tsushima yet. If I was still waiting, I would still be waiting for that game to pick up that game. So I think that this is a penny wise, pound foolish decision by Sony, especially when we're talking about their first party games, because they're getting a cut of those.
I disagree. I think it's part of it is an acknowledgement that the consoles are hard to find. And so, we need to put these games out on the PS4 as well. We need to do that. And so then we have to have some sort of upgrade path for them. But it's sort of this concession that like a console, the new one is hard to find. So we need to make this available for the old one. And how do you manage that? You have the upgrade path.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're already taking it also reinforces the fact that games are now $70 instead of $60 for the new generation.
But I think that it's only for PS5 games. So I think if you bought Horizon on PS4, it would be $60.
Right. And
so in theory, if you're paying But then in theory, if you're paying $10 an extra for the upgrade path, that's just MSRP for the PlayStation 5 version.
That's probably why they're doing it. Is because they're recognizing that they have to put it out for the PlayStation 4, and that gives an exploit, a way to exploit it so that you could get the game cheaper. If you with me, with my PlayStation 5, I could buy a PlayStation 4 version and upgrade for free. I'll fucking do that. So I mean, I guess
that makes sense.
I guess I understand it the more that I'm talking my way through it. But yeah.
And when the consoles first came out, it was a nice, friendly, consumer-friendly way to help onboard people by offering this free upgrade. But at a certain point, these things will have to stop. And Sony seems to be the first one to put a hard date on that.
Yeah. Yeah. So your next item. I'm not going to make you have items, Miles. Don't worry. I'm not going to put you on the spot.
I think I missed all the good stuff this week anyway. I'm sure you guys
I just check the Discord. It's what I do.
And that's why I don't check the Discord, because I know you're going to get all the best stories out there.
Speaking of Sony, the former boss of PlayStation, Sean Layden, he was doing some interview and he was speculating that new games for PlayStation, the first party games, probably cost around $200 million to make, which is an insane amount of money. Wow. And he says that because price, publishing costs usually double with each platform. And so the games that he was working on the PlayStation 4 cost about $100 million each. So simply double that to get to 200. Yeah. So that's things like Horizon, things like God of War, things like Gran Turismo. And as part of that, he says, well, the Sony's probably to take a de-risk strategy, more sequels, kind of the thing you see happening in movies, where if every movie is a huge blockbuster, you just kind of put out sequels, less original.
Yeah. So
So
you're gonna
that's
have
a
to wait for
little
originality from small directors / indie studios.
yes, but it still gives me hope because Sony did put out Returnal this year, which is a big budget roguelike from a studio that normally makes small games. I assume Returnal probably didn't cost $200 million to make, just because you can reuse assets.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
So this still gives, a little bit of hope that they'll invest some of that money in original IPs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, possible.
But yeah, just goes to show that like, the cost of developing games in general is a lot. Because Xbox is still probably paying close to that. EA is still probably paying close to that. Like, that's not just Sony.
Mm-hmm. No, I probably are. And that dovetails very well into my next story about the cost of games. One of the ways that you can reduce the cost of a game is to not use an in-house engine.
Mm-hmm.
That is what EA and did with Mass Effect Andromeda and with Anthem. And that did not turn out so well because they didn't want to pay Epic for the Unreal Engine
Unreal or Unity.
or Unity. Well, they suffered for that, trying to put a square peg into a round hole. EA and BioWare are apparently, as intimated by some postings for job announcements for hiring, looking for a Unity developer. Unreal developer. And it signals that they might be very well considering using the Unreal Engine for the next game in the Mass Effect series.
Good.
So yeah, this came
Yeah.
from a job listing for a technical director for Mass Effect 5. The post says the publisher is looking for candidates who have experience with Unreal Engine or higher.
Guys, pay attention. The Unreal is free. It is free to download and use. You can, and they have all these classes that will teach you how to use it and to build your own game, break their games apart, put it back together. Like, I don't know if anybody's in the audience who wants to build their own games, but like, pay attention to this. Like, Unreal and Unity are the way to go, and Unreal is free and easy to dive into.
Right. Well, at least it is for us. It's not free for EA to use to make a game. They have to pay big money for that. And that was what they were trying to avoid by using their own Frostbite engine. But Frostbite works great for first-person shooters.
Yeah.
Not for, other stuff. Not so much. So yeah, and if you recall, I don't know if you knew this, but Mass Effect, the first 3, which were all good, those were all done on Unreal. It was only for Andromeda that they decided to ham fist the game into Frostbite.
Well, no, they also did it with what was the Dragon Age game?
Was that Origins?
Inquisition. Yeah, Inquisition was Frostbite. Because I remember reading something, and it was about how Anthem went wrong with Frostbite.
Right.
And they described getting Inquisition to work with Frostbite was a pain, and like the whole thing is held together with duct tape and prayer, and that was the worst thing that could have happened. Having Dragon Age Inquisition be successful was the worst thing that could have happened, because EA was like,
they decided it was a proof of concept.
Like, you did it before, do it again.
Right. And that doomed Anthem because
other things doomed Anthem.
Yeah, a lot. But that was a big contributor to the doom of Anthem, was the fact that the transition from Unreal to Frostbite in Mass Effect Andromeda was bad. The fact that, but they made it work. The fact that Dragon Age, they made it work. And then Anthem, it's like, you don't understand that it can't be used this way. Yeah. Not reliably or reasonably. It will suffer. And finally, BioWare, well, finally EA, because it was EA. It wasn't BioWare that was making them do it.
Yeah.
It was EA.
I remember the Star Wars game that Respawn did. Was like the first. It was a big EA game, but I don't remember if it used Unreal or Unity. But it didn't use Frostbite. I remember people were speculating like, oh, Respawn made Titanfall. They've got some clout. It's like, oh, we're not going to use your engine. We're going to use this other one. Whereas everyone else was kind of forced into Frostbite.
Yeah, Frostbite is kind of the it was a terrible decision on EA's part for two reasons. One, it wrecked two games that could have been blockbuster successes. Well, it didn't. I'm talking about Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda. But number two is now the whole engine itself that EA owns it took a little of the shine off of Frostbite.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it doesn't quite work for certain things. Whereas everyone's like, oh, Unreal works, Unity works.
Like any engine,
Frostbite,
it works better for some things than others.
Right.
And
but
Frostbite is very good at doing like first person shooters, relatively small maps with lots of details and destructibility.
Yep. But if you're going to have a failure, you don't want to have it to be a very obvious failure, a conspicuous failure. And those were two very conspicuous failures. So yeah, right now, Dragon Age being worked on, Dragon Age 4. I'm assuming that the fact that they're looking for a technical director for Mass Effect 5 that knows how to use Unreal, that has worked with Unreal, tells me that maybe they might be considering it for Dragon Age 4. That would also be Unreal. I hope so, because Frostbite's not a good possibility for that.
I wonder if they can. Like, it's a lot of work to port that.
To port it?
Yeah, from Frostbite to Unreal.
Is Mass Effect 4 being built on Frostbite?
No, Dragon Age 4.
Sorry, Dragon Age being built on
Frostbite. They've been working on it the past
They've scrapped
years.
it so many times. They've thrown it away. It's like this. If they had to throw it away and start, they did. They threw it away and started over.
I don't know. Messing around with Unreal, it seems super modular. So it would be easy to bring things in from one program or from one engine to another, maybe. Maybe
interesting.
Like they're just in a little bit that I messed around with it. They already have like the physics systems and like the movement and everything built in. So it's really just kind of connecting the dots. I mean, this is somebody that knows like very, very little about game development. So I'm just kind of guessing based on my own experience.
Yeah. That's all any of us can do, really.
Yep. Because that's all we are. We're just a speculation engine right now. We just make stuff up based on stuff we've read on Facebook.
Yep. I'm breaking news. Dragon Age 4 is going to be a text adventure.
I've been wondering, at least the past couple of years, though, like it seems like, well, EA is like a massive company, so it seems like it's impossible for them to die. But if they keep like releasing blunders like this or treating the audience the way that they have been, like how much longer can they really sustain like their business model or something like that? You know what I mean?
Well, they'll sustain their business model for a very long time. What they might lose is their C-suite. They might lose their C-suite and their president and their board of directors, because as a publicly traded company, if they continue to fail, then, if you ever own stocks, most people ignore them, these proxy votes where you as a stockholder get to vote with everybody else and who owns stock, and you are weighted based on how much stock you own to make decisions on who's going to get elected to the board. And I mean, just during the middle of our last episode, I voted in the proxy statement for Tesla because I own Tesla stock. And I was like, my 60 shares is not going to matter much anywhere. But I was like, Elon Musk's brother, who has no experience running a company. I think he was a massage therapist. He's on the fucking board of directors. I'm like,
Oh,
fuck
that's
no.
great.
Yeah, of
No.
course he is.
So yeah, I mean, they almost had a stockholder revolt, and that has not been unheard of from happening. That the people running the company could lose their jobs if the stockholders say fire them. The board of directors lose their jobs. Then new board of directors is going to come in and they're going to fire all the C-suites, and there's going to be an upheaval. Remember, that happened with Activision over Bobby Kotick.
When they first brought him on?
No, just recently they came very, very close to a shareholder revolt, not voting
really?
in Bobby Kotick because he got that $200 million bonus on top of his, $80 million a year he makes. He's wildly overpaid.
Yeah.
And it came very close to Bobby Kotick losing his job because the shareholders were going to vote him off the ship.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yeah, we talked about
I
it.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think EA's doing well. They've been putting out a lot of good things recently. I know the Mass Effect remaster has been pretty well received. I think they put out It Takes Two, which was like a super well received co-op game. So it's like BioWare's.
Yeah,
BioWare is the only thing that's really, really a stain. Everything else they do seems to be at least good.
Yeah, here it is. Back in June. How soon you forget,
Wait,
Nick?
June? Really?
June 2021.
But this is still before the lawsuit.
This is before the lawsuit. Longtime Activision Blizzard, and of course I'm reading this out of Kotaku. Longtime Blizzard Activision's Bobby Kotick eked out another lucrative victory today as the company's annual shareholder meeting with a narrow vote of 54% of maintaining his generous salary and millions in annual bonuses.
Huh. I wonder how soon can they do it again? Because I wonder if the lawsuit, after that, if they could try to do it again.
I would imagine Bobby is probably not going to be certainly not going to be making as much money as he had. This is probably going to be the nail in his coffin, is the Activision Blizzard stuff. But yeah, so to answer your question, Miles, EA won't go out of business. They're not a mom and pop company. They are a shareholder owned company, and the shareholders will vote out or vote to insist that the people running it be fired and get an all new blood to bring them in to revitalize the corporations. Corporations do not die. And if they do, it is because of a massive failure. I mean, look at GameStop. GameStop is still freaking around. GameStop, if it was a business, if it was a normal business, like a mom and pop, it would have gone out of business years ago. But the fact that they have shareholders that boot people off the island. Same thing that happened with Take-Two. Remember, Take-Two was on the verge of bankruptcy. It was actually, I think it did go bankrupt. And then they voted out everybody off the island and then brought in Strauss-Zelnick, and all of a sudden now they're making money hand over fist. So corporations don't die. They don't go out of business. Not publicly owned ones, at least.
Okay.
They just are reborn after bankruptcy.
Don't prepare for any gigantic holes in the game development world anytime soon.
No, EA is going to be around for a long time. May not be the same people running it, but it's definitely going to be here for a while. So, next item.
This might be speaking of EA. No, I don't know. Alan Wake has been rumored to be remastered. It's rumored that that Remedy is working on a sequel to Alan Wake. A lot of stuff around Alan Wake has been going on. One of those rumors is that the remaster is going to be released on October 5th of this year. And this is coming from a Taiwanese website.
Mm-hmm.
So what's interesting about that date is that is also the date, because usually when Sony announces each month, PS Plus has their free games for the month. Those games usually become available on the first Wednesday of each month. That's October 5th. So there's additional speculation that Alan Wake Remastered will be released as a PS Plus game. Well,
That's
actually, that's
entirely possible.
actually October 5th is a Tuesday. So
Mhm.
right around there. But yeah, there's speculation that it would be released as that, which fits. It feels like it would be a PS Plus game. It's in that
So
kind
did
of
you
mid-high
mention?
profile.
Did you mention? I kind of only heard it out of the corner of my ear because I was pulling up the thing. That the thing out of Taiwan. It was a retailer who
Oh
posted
no,
it.
I didn't.
Yes, it was a Taiwanese retailer called
Okay.
Rakuten, that had listed Alan Wake Remastered for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Xbox on its website. And the listing said it was October 5th.
Okay.
So the listing also notes Xbox in general. And that presumably, I would assume, means that players are going to receive both Xbox One and Xbox Series X versions.
Yeah, probably.
And PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 were also listed separately, meaning that they would be separate, which goes with what we know about smart delivery and about PlayStation, their announcement that they made this week.
Man, this game has really just like survived, hasn't it?
Yep.
Yes,
I
it has,
remember
because it
correctly-
is a cult classic, man.
Man, I
Yeah.
did not like Alan Wake at all.
I loved it.
all. So this kind of ties back to what you were talking about, the PlayStation showcase. I will bet you this is part of the showcase.
Oh yeah, because that will be almost exactly a month before this comes out.
Yep.
I could totally
Yep.
see that.
Absolutely. So kind of going in that way. This is not Alan Wake. Was Alan Wake Remedy?
Yes.
All right. So this is something I've got that ties into that. It's so funny that we had so many that tied together. So kind of tying into that listing about Xbox and PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 being separate. Apparently Remedy has learned its lesson. Let me see if I can find where I put the story. Where did I put the story? Did I delete it? Remedy has apparently learned its lesson when it comes to smart delivery. When the Control Ultimate Edition was announced last year, it was revealed that those who bought Control back in 2019 for the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox would not be able to upgrade that copy at all to the Ultimate Edition. And that did not go over well. So, Remedy's Neil Rayleigh, the president of 505 Games, has said that Remedy and all of them have learned their lesson from this. They are not going to do it. They said that this was they actually decided to consciously not do the smart delivery upgrade process. They kind of avoided it when they made Control, and it was only afterwards that they realized what a horrible mistake that they had made. And they said that this is something that the industry had really never faced before, that because there is such a shortage on consoles, that people who want upgrades, want the console to play it on the new console, can't get the console, so they buy the game and then hoping that they're going to be able to upgrade it, and then being met with this horrible feeling of like, oh crap, I've got to buy the whole game again.
Yeah.
So 505 Games and Remedy have learned their lesson from the situation and have not and they admit that they did not handle communicating with the communicating with the audience very well. But they want to avoid doing something like that again. So in the future, all of their games, they said, are going to be employing smart delivery so that they never have the clusterfuck of a situation that they had with Control. And obviously that kind of ties into the Alan Wake remastered thing. That why that listing was the way it is. That it was Xbox and PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5.
Yeah. That's good to hear. And I feel like that's a reasonable mistake to make, because the idea of, a new console being backwards compatible but offering this upgrade, it's also difficult to get. It's a unique situation.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, your next item?
Firaxis has shown off gameplay for the Marvel's Midnight Suns, the game that they had announced just a week ago, or a couple weeks ago, at the Gamescom opening night.
Mm-hmm.
And it is definitely not an XCOM game, because it has a card-based system at the core of it, a deck-building game.
Oh.
So I kind of hard-noped out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
Not
shame.
looking forward to it.
Really?
I'm not a
looking
fan
forward
of
to
deck
it.
builders. It just feels weird.
It looks really good until you get to the decks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Until suddenly they pull out a card, and it's like, wait a minute. That doesn't feel cool
Really?
or
They actually.
superhero.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Yeah, let me move the thing. Yeah, there's cards. Oh.
And it just, we don't know too many details about how the card systems will work. A lot of people immediately feared that there'd be microtransactions and loot boxes.
Of course.
But Firaxis has said there are no loot boxes in the game. Microtransactions are purely costumes for the characters. It has nothing to do with the cards.
So I have never met someone who says, I love a good deck building game.
There are people out there. I listen to a podcast that has people that are super into the deck building games, and there's a way to do it well and wrong.
Yeah,
I feel like I've done a little bit of both.
I guess I
But
always do it wrong. Every time I play a deck building game, I get to a point and I get stuck.
Yeah, what I don't like about deck building games is that generally the idea is, well, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to put, X number of cards in my deck. And then you have to play with that deck a number of times until you realize, oh, wait, I'm not drawing this card enough. So I'm going to go back and tinker with it. And it just feels like a lot of investment where you have to make a deck, use it a lot of times before you can see the flaws in it, then go back, tinker with it, use it more. And it's just a lot of kind of trial and error testing. And yeah, that's not fun.
Is there any multiplayer involved in this?
I don't think so.
Okay. See, that would be worse. A deck building game where there's multiplayer, just no.
And I don't know, for me personally, I feel like also if you're using superheroes, why not just give them the ability? Like Captain Marvel can shoot the laser blast. She doesn't need a card to do that. It's not a random ability that she draws. It's just something inherent to her character that you choose to do. So I don't quite know how they do it, but yeah. It's an interesting choice. I'll say that. Firaxis has generally made turn-based strategy games, not deck builders. So, yeah, it's a choice.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe I don't know. I've been just with the whole NFT thing. Maybe there is something there. You know what I mean? It's going to be they can actually charge for prices and give these digital cards worth. And the world will go nuts for that. Maybe other than that, I don't really see any upside to this.
No, and I'm impressed at how many games are employing that now. I mean, this is now the second big deck building game that we've seen, and so many people I know that just nope out of it like you did.
Yeah, but I mean,
as soon as you hear deck building, I had to convince you that Back 4 Blood was still a pretty good game.
Yeah,
that doesn't actually interfere with gameplay at all. And I think if they're going to do it, they did it right.
it is a popular subgenre. Like, there's a reason everyone's doing it. Is because it's a trend.
That's a trend that can go away. When it comes to, I mean, I guess really, no. There's just no good way of doing it. Not when it comes to actual gameplay. Not when you only can make certain moves at certain times. That's a problem. And that's why Back 4 Blood, its deck building worked well.
Yeah, they're all basically support abilities. Not
exactly. And it's at the between but you never see the deck except between rounds.
Mhm.
So, let's see what I got. What do I have? You have way more than me, so
Okay, I
I'm
can
gonna
go
eventually
again.
Okay.
Blue Box. It's Blue Box, right? The developers of Abandoned have said that the game was probably announced too soon. Also, it's not called Abandoned. So, basically, they've said that the release of the PS5 app with the 8-second trailer that we showed before was kind of a disaster. I guess that clip is a trimmed version of the full teaser that's supposed to release soon.
Oh, man.
And basically, they're like, yeah, actually, we announced this way too soon. Which might have been okay for them if they also didn't get caught up in this Kojima speculation, which brought a lot more increased focus little indie game that chugged along.
Down to the name of the
studio?
Not the name of this, just the name of the studio. The name of the CEO, the head of the studio, that his name in Belarusian means king, and Kojima, Hideo means king in Japanese, and it's just crazy connections that people made in order to have this happen. Because I remember when I mounted the argument for you that it possibly was, and just piled on all of the crazy coincidences to find out that no, he's a real guy, and it was just a fucking really crazy set of coincidences.
So yeah, it just kind of more makes me feel for those developers that
poor
go
guys.
through all that, and then they're like, shit, we're only like 30% done with this thing.
Yeah. So next item.
You want me to go again? I'll go. Ghost of Tsushima has been updated, and it might be the new game of the year for 2021 because they have added additional animations for the foxes.
Oh, yay.
Nice.
So whenever you found a fox shrine and you kind of got that upgrade, when you walked away, there's a fox standing next to you, and you could choose to pet them. And
not all
now,
the time. Sometimes.
I feel like 90% of the time.
No, not 90% of the time for me. It's usually probably about 30% of the time for me. And I'm lucky enough to pet the fox afterwards.
But now they've added in little animations where the fox's legs, it will stop pitter-pattering in anticipation of being pet. Like it's getting excited. And an additional animation of it rolling over and getting a belly rub.
Oh, cool.
So
cool. I do have to say, I really, the foxes are one of my favorite parts of the game.
Oh yeah.
So it's always a little
yeah.
things.
In fact, I love them so much that I would have named the puppy Inari.
Huh.
I would have named her Inari, but Kevin couldn't say Inari, so he could only say Mia. So that's how she got named the name Mia. But yeah, I kind of wanted to name her Inari.
It's a good name.
So my next item is, let's see, we've already talked about talked about Sony Forbidden West. We already talked about BioWare. Oh, I got one. All right. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, okay.
Brought to you by PlayerUnknown, who is now launching a new studio, leaving completely PlayerUnknown Battleground Studio and opening up a new studio called PlayerUnknown Studios.
PlayerUnknown Studios, nothing to do with PlayerUnknown Battleground.
Right. So yeah, Brendan PlayerUnknown Green, who was best known as a creator of PUBG, is going independent. launched a player unknown production studio. That the PUBG owner is Crafton, which was a studio that brought him on and made him, and he did Player Unknown Battlegrounds. He's actually going off to make his own studio separate from Crafton. So Crafton will still be working on Player Unknown Battlegrounds, but Player Unknown is going to be working at Player Unknown Productions.
Yeah.
Crafton will own a minority stake in Player Unknown Productions, so that's not like it's an acrimonious breakup. It's just the Player Unknown is going independent.
Yeah. Hey, I want to make some other stuff.
Yeah. So Green moved from Seoul in 2019 when he left the PUBG team. He actually hasn't worked on PUBG since 2019. And he moved from Seoul to Amsterdam. And he was working on the PUBG Special Projects division. And now Player Unknown Productions is going to be, quote, exploring the systems needed to enable massive scale within open world games.
And that's right. AC Wraith put something in the chat from a while ago that he had announced a new game called Prologue.
Right. And that is going to be his new studio's first title.
Gotcha.
So Prologue is leaving with Green, not staying with Crafton. So he's taking the game with him as he goes.
Yeah. Interesting. Wait, I hope.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is Prologue the game? I don't remember. I remember a few years ago there was a game that was announced, and they were talking about the scale. I don't remember if it was called Prologue. Is Prologue that space adventure? Do you guys remember?
Yep. No,
it was
no.
Let's see, atmospheric.
All I remember of Prologue is that it had like a 10-second teaser, and it was just like forced, and that was it. We don't really know anything about Prologue other than the guy who's making it. But I don't think it was a space game.
No, it's not a space game. Let me pull up the teaser. Stand by. This is the teaser for Prologue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that?
Tells you everything.
Yeah, it tells you everything you need to know right there.
Yep.
We're a third of the way now through the teaser. We are now more than halfway through the teaser. And that's the teaser.
There. Okay. All right. Well, good for Player Unknown. Good for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was it. And AC Ray says, how long till it's cloned in Fortnite? What would be hilarious is if if Fortnite actually cloned an area that looked like that hill. If Epic just cloned that hill into Fortnite.
That would be good.
Honestly, at least I would give them some respect for the fact that they're dicks instead of them just being dicks.
Kind of now wonder how long until Fortnite clones a MOBA.
Oh, they would have done a MOBA if they wanted to do MOBA. They're only going to clone stuff if it's new hotness. MOBAs are not that big. If they'd wanted a MOBA, they would have made a MOBA. That's not a new genre.
Okay. MOBAs are for the olds.
Right, and they don't want to compete with other MOBAs. They want to be the second one making it from a smaller independent studio that can't fight back against them.
Oh, the what? What'd you say, Miles?
I don't know. I have neighbors practicing their drums. I don't know if you guys can hear it or whatever.
Oh
yeah, I can. It's all right. It's not
it's like it's that.
Yeah. Okay.
Insane.
Sounds like somebody's kicking your chair.
I didn't realize it until you said something.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said a thing.
All right.
All right. So next item is Nick.
The creator of Yakuza is set to leave Sega. He's been there for 32 years.
Jesus.
And is
it's
rumored
a long time to be at a company. Gee, manies.
Yeah, it is. He's rumored to be, and he didn't make any of this announcement. None of this is official. This is just coming out of Bloomberg that he is in negotiations to leave Sega and go to NetEase.
Who? Go where?
NetEase.
What
It's
is
a
that?
Chinese company.
Oh,
Mm.
mo money.
Hmm.
Way mo money.
I guess that's the only reason to leave a company that you've been at for 32 years other than retirement.
Yeah. Or maybe NetEase, I think, is known for more mobile games. And so I could see them taking him on because, he created Yakuza, kind of these bigger budget games.
Is he going to be working or is he going to get on the board of directors? Because that's what board of directors are. Board of directors don't fucking do anything really,
Yeah,
except review what the company does.
I mean, we don't know. We just, negotiations to go to NetEase. I assume it'll be working on a project, and I could see NetEase saying, we're a company known mostly for mobile games that make a lot of money, but aren't like they're not critic games. They're not like the popular games. We want you to create basically an Oscar bait video game, which is something like Yakuza or Judgment, right?
Mhm.
Something that the games press will eat up.
Right. All right. So let's see. Do you have anything?
Yeah. THQ Nordic has apparently been around for 10 years. That means it has been over 10 years since THQ went under after betting badly on the Wii and was then had all of their IP bought up by a new company that named itself THQ Nordic. That was 10 years ago, which is crazy. But also on the 17th of September, they are creating as part of their 10-year anniversary, they're having a big
You mean the
thing.
10-year death anniversary?
Yeah, Death Anniversary, hosted by Jeff Keighley, and they are set to announce at least 6 new games.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it's not just hey, we've been around for a while. We've been around for a while, and here's some new stuff.
That's kind of cool.
So, yeah.
A
lot of game announcements coming in September from Sony to THQ Nordic.
Mm-hmm. I've got my fun story. We'll just leave it at that since it is 5:00. Let's make this the last story. I don't know if you read the article about the dev that fixed the 40-year-old game bug. It's
Maybe.
Great story. So back in the early days of gaming, like text adventure gaming, one of the things that you would do that like nerds, like real nerds would do, there were magazines that would come out once a month, and there would be games inside the magazines that were written in BASIC. It would just be the text of the game written in BASIC, and you'd go to your computer and you would type in all of the code for the game and press play, and it would play a game. That's how you would like PC magazines, gaming magazines back in the day would do it. So back in the 80s, there was a teenage TRS-80 hobbyist named Harry McCracken. And Harry McCracken made a text adventure called Arctic Adventure that was published in a magazine called The Captain 80 Book of Basic Adventures. Thing is, when it was printed, there was an error in the code, and they don't know to this day. McCracken doesn't know how the error happened, but when it was printed, the way that code was printed, it was broken. 40 years later, McCracken has finally fixed that code. So when he wrote it, he was in high school, and it was an Arctic adventure theme where it's just like a survival game where you had to get back to your base before freezing to death. The game was published. McCracken got paid. And then it was only some years later that somebody said, hey, by the way, like years and years later, it's like, oh yeah, I remember you made the Arctic adventure game. You know, it didn't work, right? And he's like, it didn't. So he went looking for the magazine, couldn't find a copy for it. And it just kind of sat out there for another 20 years of him like, if I ever come across a copy, well, thanks to the Internet Archive, someone finally scanned in a copy of the Captain 80 book of Basic Adventures, and he found that code again and was able to figure out what the error was. And as it was printed in the book, it was unwinnable. It wasn't just unwinnable, it was unplayable because there was a single missing zero in a character string. So that created a glitch that it would not recognize English language. It made all English language inoperable to the game. So you couldn't get Shovel. English wouldn't work with it. So he found the game. He has fixed the code after 40 years, and he has posted it online so that you can play this game that he wrote when he was in high school. And you can actually play it. And there's the whole story of how it was, how he wrote fantastic. It, where it showed up, the computer he wrote it on, and then you can actually play the game on this site. And it is, the website for that is arctic81.com.
Okay.
Yeah, arctic81.com in order to play it if you want to.
That's cool to figure out
Arctic Adventure.
Yeah, that is really cool.
To figure out what went wrong in the print 40 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that make your heart warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, well, especially because that's like, oh, I put this game out, but no one actually played it.
Right. And then somebody who did just cross paths and goes, oh, by the way, you know that game didn't work, right? It's like,
yeah, it's like, oh, now we can finally play this game you made that you sold and got published.
Well, but he was a high school kid. I mean, it wasn't like it was sold and published like it was a big thing.
No, but it's still, you make something and it gets published and then somehow disappears into the ether for 40 years.
Yeah, there's the copy of the Captain 80 Basic Adventure. And you will see all the documentation for how to do it, and then it gives you the code.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's how you did games back then.
At least if you're gonna buy this game, it's gonna get played. If you buy it and you put it in, you're gonna play it because that's a lot of time right there.
Right. Yeah.
You have to painstakingly write out the whole game by hand.
That is
hand
crazy.
Type it in, but that's what you did.
Yeah. Man, those are some real nerds.
Those are some real freaking nerds.
Wow.
Pages and pages and pages. Wow.
Chapter 2.
Crap.
Yeah, and you could with a basic emulator. Guy used a basic emulator on his iPad, was typing it all back in order to play it. I think that's what he said was on the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Deadly Dungeons, Dawn and Frida Boner. Revenge of Balrog.
That's cool. I think his is chapter 17.
Well, that's what chapter 17.
On the Kotaku article has a picture of it.
13, jeez.
Voyage to Atlantis.
You said
16. Oh, is it the very end?
There it is, right there. Chapter 17, Arctic Adventure by Harry McCracken. And in all of this code, there was a single missing zero.
And he had to find it. Holy crap.
And he had to go through it and find it, fix it, and then, of course, he posted it to the game online so you can play it right now.
Nice.
Yep. So that's my fun story of the day.
That's a good story.
Yeah. And if you want, you can go to that Internet Archive. You can go type that in and play a classic game with a basic emulator. There we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, that story just made me smile. So yeah, I guess we're at the end of the show. It is 5 o'clock, 5:07. We have been going now for 2 hours, 29 minutes. So we need to get moving. So do we want to close out this show, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. After the apologies to everyone if you're still listening in the audio stream. Apologies for a really shitty show, at least at the beginning. But I think with Miles bringing it home, all of a sudden, you're like the good. You notice we only had one little teeny tiny error with the internet. Once you
Yeah.
came on, you're like the good luck charm. Thank
I bring
you.
my luck with me everywhere I go.
Thank you for
We need
being
a third
Johnny on the
host.
spot.
A third host stabilizes my internet.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Maybe
Bring
we should
balance
just
to the
get.
universe.
That's right. Where's Shepard when you need him, right?
Yeah, that's
Why
right.
doesn't he have his own stream?
That's true. Oh, I should do that.
Yeah, just put a cat cam on it. No, you don't want to tax your stream any more than you already do. So, on that note, let's close this out. You've been listening to GameHounds, episode 609. We recorded this on Sunday, September 5th, 2021. I've been Edie Sellers. With me has been Nick DiNicola and Miles Tales. Miles, the Wonder
Hi,
Machine.
everybody.
If you ever want to get a hold of us, gamehounds.net is our website. Gamehounds@gmail.com is our email. We record this show live every Sunday. Live in all of its gruesome glory every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker. That's speaker with an R, Spreaker.com. That is the audio stream. But if you want to join us for the video stream so you can see all of this stuff that we talk about in the audio stream, obviously making kind of the audio stream sort of boring, but sorry. Join us for the video stream. It is not only live on YouTube and Twitch. YouTube is GameHounds Vids, VIDS is in videos. Twitch, it is the GameHounds. Not only can you do it there, you can go back to either of those locations and see the show after the fact. So if you watch it, let's do it on audio. You want to go see the stuff that we talked about? Go to either of those places, or like I said, you can always join us live and be in the live chat room, both on audio and on the video feeds. Thank you very much to AC Wraith, who has done an amazing job today. You saved my bacon a couple of times with some of those links, so thank you so much. He provides all the links of everything we talk about in the chat room, all of the various chat rooms, Spreaker, Twitch, and YouTube, and eventually Facebook, if it ever comes back. Miles, thank you for being here for such a weird show, but let's hope that that we don't have to have another weird show like that with you on again. Nick, thank you for sticking it out even though your internet was shitty.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Now I can hear the drummer. All right. So we
He's
are
good.
out.
I
We
like
are
him.
out of the audio stream. We are still in the video stream. Oh, look at that. AC Wraith. He's amazing. He does everything. Oh, I forgot to mention the Patreon. Sorry about that. Well, I wouldn't ask anybody to even pay for $1 a month for any show. Quarter.
Wow, come on. Where's the sales? You got to be the hype woman.
I don't
Where's
have
the
it.
panache?
We're fantastic. We talked about
So,
yes.
oh shoot, I should have probably mentioned this on the show. We're going to be dark next week without Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise, unless you want to host a show with Miles, Saturday is Kevin's memorial, and I intend to be fairly shitty on Sunday. I'm probably not going to be shitty, but it's a good chance that I will be shitty enough that my brain isn't going to be functioning.
Better to prepare for that than not.
Yes. And by the way, Nick, you are invited to it if you would like to come.
Oh, okay.
I will send you the website for it.
Yeah.
But, and, you get to meet, hang out with me if you want. I don't know. You don't have to come. If you are interested, don't feel obligated. I get it. It's a Saturday morning at 11 o'clock here. So yeah. feel free to RSVP. And if you don't, I am no judgment whatsoever.
Mhm.
It's going to be a nice, very short soiree. I don't call it soiree. It's a memorial service. It's going to be a lot of crying, and then some food. So, but feel free to. I just sent you in private chat the website for RSVP. In
Okay.
case you're interested, just to see it. But yeah, so Sunday, no show here. Actually, it's probably good that I'm talking about it now because they still have 2 people here. No show next Sunday. We're going to be dark because I'm going to be not in any shape to talk. So, on that note, anything else before we shut down the stream, everybody? The 2 people who are still here. Who is it? It's AC Wraith and somebody else. Thank you for still being here.
It might be.
It was one of. Is it you, Miles? Are you still logged in?
So. Yeah, I am.
AC Wraith, thanks for being our #1 customer.
With us to the end.
You get the loyalty card. All right. Yeah. His browser. Yes. No show next week. Yes. No show next week. Definitely. So we'll be back on. What was it? The 18th.
Yeah.
No.
But you
the
still want
19th.
to stream the Sony showcase on Thursday.
I'm going to stream the Sony because Thursday I'm going to be like this. It's
Yeah.
Sunday I'm going to be a hot mess.
Just no more Diet Cokes, I guess.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like it occurred to me as I said, I'm like, oh god damn it! I gave myself hives a week before the memorial service. Oh god damn it! All right, so Miles, thank you.
Yes,
DC
thanks.
Ray,
It was great having you on.
Yeah, it was.
Seriously, guys, thank you. I think I have been looking forward to this for a couple of years now.
Awesome.
But yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for finally having me.
Sure.
And, I'm always down to come back again anytime.
No problem. Feel free to and take it as your first time on. Take a moment to go listen to yourself so you can cringe. It's part of the process. It's part of the process to go watch yourself.
All the all the stutters.
No, you're you were fine, but all the other stuff, yeah. Where are you out of, Miles?
Los Angeles.
Oh, you're in LA.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So in the same time zone, so it's not too hard to sync our watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sometimes challenging, especially with Gully. It was super challenging. All right, guys, I'm gonna go grab myself some food and some drink, and I'm gonna go grab a bathroom because remember I had to get some water and go to the bathroom at the beginning of the show. So I really have to go now.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Miles. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Yep. Later.